Hey, what's going on, guys? Asian Eyes White Dragon here. So this is going to be a deck profile for Lightsworn, and this is going to be for the March 2012 ban list here. I can't add all the cards, so there are some cards that you're like, what is that card right there? What is Radiant doing there? That's supposed to be another Illumina right there, and this is supposed to be double Torrential Tribute. But anyways, let's get on with the deck profile, and I'll explain some of the things that I'm going for. This one is going to be a pure version of Lightsworn. I'll be making a Twilight or Chaos variant of Lightsworn later on. But yeah, let me get started with the deck profile. So we're playing double Card Trooper. I feel it's really good. Obviously, it gets to mill, plus it gets to draw a card when it's dead. And when you mill Wolf with it, it's just such a good advantage. You're going to hit them for like half their life, essentially. Because Wolf is 21 and Card Trooper is 19. So yeah, that combined total is total 4,000. Really good. And then we're playing 2 Celestia. I feel like as many Wolves as you're running, that's kind of about how much Celestias you should be running. Because when you mill Wolf, it's always good to tribute like Wolf or whatever you really need to do to tribute for that Celestia, because all the rest of Lightsworn pretty much get the mill in and you want the extra mill. But yeah, I feel like Celestias and Wolves are pretty good. Although Celestia can be dead, so I mean, depending on how you tend to like to play or what people play at your locals, you might tailor that. Maybe one Celestia is enough. But yeah, it's because Lightsworns are relatively weak without Solemn Warnings as backup, and I feel like sometimes in Lightsworn you end up paying too much life with the, your Judgment Dragon's effect. But majority of the time when you get Judgment Dragon you win. But I feel like I didn't play Solemn Warning just because sometimes you end up losing because Lightsworn they have really no good back row. I mean, they have the Necro Garnish for protection, but realistically. Yeah, they can just take too much damage really quick just because, your opponent has the ability to swarm, and essentially, you can't really protect yourself because you don't have the back row. But a Torrential really helps out with that, and you don't have to pay the life with it. And that's kind of why I've decided to opt to just play the double Torrential Tribute. But next up, we're playing Aaron. Relatively good. I mean, it hits back Zen mains, and that's really good. Also, anything like Gravekeepers. Although remember that they still get their flip effects, which is kind of the unfortunate thing with Aaron, because it's just the way Aaron's worded. And it's before damage calculation. It's not ignoring damage calculation, or however Grand Mole is worded. But yeah, that's just one thing to keep in mind. Then playing 1 Garoth, 1 Honest, and then 2 of Jane. Jane's one of my favorite Lightsworns. It runs over Thunder King, and that's essentially the main reason why I like Jane, just because it gets over a lot of different things. Plus, it still gets the mill in, and it has a relatively decent attack, even without the boost of the 300. Next up, Triple Judgment Dragon. The card's just really good. And then next up, we're playing Illumina and a Rinion here. No, this Rinion here is supposed to be 2 Lumina, but I can't actually put in 2 Lumina. It won't let me. Next up, we got double Lila. Lila is a relatively good Lightsworn, and I do really like to play triple Raikou. I just feel Raikou allows you to stall and stay alive until Judgment Dragon comes out, and any problematic cards like Dimensional Fissure, anything really. This card is just really good, just because it still gets to destroy the card in the field. Because remember, milling is not the cost of the effect. You get to destroy one card in the field, then you get to mill. So really good card. Then playing double Wolf. Wolf's pretty good. I mean, it allows you access to Exceed, allows you access to Synchros. Relatively good card. Next up, we're playing Charge the Light Brigade, and then we're playing triple Gold Sark, just because I really like to Gold Sark for Heavy Storm, and I also like to Gold Sark for Judgment Dragon. And you'll notice that there's no Dark Hole to Gold Sark for, because I feel Lightsworn's win condition is Judgment Dragon. There's no point to go Dark Hole, then summon Judgment Dragon. And that's just the one reason why I'm not playing Dark Hole. I really don't feel that there's a need to. Your win condition in this deck is Judgment Dragon. There's no need to Dark Hole before you summon it. And I'm sure that some of you guys will understand if you played Lightsworn, that you realize that Dark Hole isn't really necessarily needed, because what are you going to do, Dark Hole and summon a Lightsworn? It realistically doesn't seem like a great play. I think summoning Judgment Dragon is what you want to do. But anyways, let me know what your guys' opinions are on that, because that's really how I feel. It's like, what are you going to Dark Hole and summon? Dark Hole summon Jane? Like, yeah, I mean, if you had Reaper, I guess. But, like, realistically, it just doesn't seem as good as just going Judgment Dragon. But yeah, that's why I don't play Dark Hole. And then we're playing Mind Control, a really good card, especially when they have Thunder King on the field and you go, okay, let me summon Lila. Okay, I'll pop your back row. Okay, now I'll Mind Control your Thunder King, and then I'll go for an Exceed. And sometimes you can make this, which is kind of funny, because you have Jane as a warrior, Garoth also as a warrior, and Aaron is also a warrior. And so it's interesting sometimes to be able to make Blade Armor Ninja, which is kind of funny. And next up, we're on, you should probably play Once Reborn. And there's a random Duality, just because, Duality is a relatively good card. Just helps consistency. Getting that Gold Sark first turn, getting, the Gold Shark to Judgment Dragon, or just adding Judgment Dragon, setting up for next turn, always good. And they play 3 Solar Recharge, so there's no reason not to. Then we're playing 1 Beckoning Light, and then 2 Torrential Tributes, but again, I can't actually add 2 at the moment, so this is just a placeholder for it. And then we're playing Gores, 1 Tragodia, just because, you know, get the extra dark in there, and then 2 Necrogardenas. And then we're playing BLS because, like I said, this card is just way too good. And there are no tuners in the deck. However, you can still synchro. Majority of the time, I do like to synchro up to make a Catastor, just because, you know, it just puts that dark for BLS. It just helps. I mean, yes, your Necrogardeners will be getting removed, but the thing is, Lumina is still at 2, and what really makes it okay is when you go Lumina, discard a card to summon another Lumina, discard another card to get back another Lightsworn, and then you can overlay the 2 Luminas and make a Leviar. And then you can get back the Necrogardener, so you can still have the block, or you still have that dark that will go to the graveyard later on. And that's just really good. I really wish if Levier or this card over here in number 17 was a dark, it'd really help out. Just because sometimes you do need the extra dark, because, you know, Necrogardeners do get removed. But I just feel like if you play, you know, Blackluster Soldier, and if you just, you know when to Necrogardener, or when to just be like, okay, I'll take the damage, I need to get the Blackluster out. That's just one thing to keep in mind. And yeah, and I feel like Blackluster Soldier is too good, as I mentioned before. But you can opt to play something else instead of Blackluster Soldier. Cards that I'd recommend perhaps maybe more defensive. I mean, you can try Maxis, you can try Veilers, but I felt like if I'm going to play Maxis or Veilers, I probably would take out the Gardenas, because, I mean, realistically you could take out Gold Tark as well, but I feel like you need a Gold Tark for that Judgment Dragon and beat him as fast as possible, otherwise you're going to get gamed, because at the moment, people like to play really aggressive against Lightsworn just because they don't want to lose, because, like, realistically you can beat Lightsworn pretty fast if they don't get to the Judgment Dragon. As long as you keep field presence and you have, like, a warning set, and they don't mill Wolf and sack for Celestia, you can really just game them really fast, because obviously with no back row you have the chance to push as hard as you want. But yeah, I'm playing 2 Torrential Tribute in mine. But yeah, as far as the extra deck, there's nothing too strange. I mean, there's Acid Golem, there's Zen Mains, because Lumina at 2 really helps out the deck, just for exceeding, and also overextending. I mean, if you go Judgment Dragon, blow up the field, some Lumina, Lumina get Lumina, Lumina to get another Lightsworn card. I mean, you know, JD's 3,000, and then Lumina's 1,000, so you get a total of 5,000 between 1 Judgment Dragon and 2 Luminas, and then you can get back Wolf, and that essentially is 6,100 damage. And that's pretty much game. But anyways, this has been my deck profile of the pure Lightsworn. I'll be making a Twilight version later on. But let me know what you think of this Lightsworn deck list for the 2012 March list. Also, let me know what you think about Dark Hole, because I really think that there's no point in running Dark Hole in Lightsworn. I mean, sure, it's a great card. You can get rid of a Thunder King, but realistically, so can Jane. But I felt like I'd rather kind of play the Beckoning Light over it. I mean, I'd rather just be like, oh, you negate with Thunder King? Oh, no problem. I'll just Beckoning Light and get back Triple Judgment Dragon and just win from there. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Asian Eyes White Dragon, signing out.